Hello everyone, it's Melanie here with Vintage Hill Studio. Today I'll be showing you how to get the most out of a card kit by making these farmhouse cards. Here is the kit from Paper Studio. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It's a 13-piece card kit. Let me show you what's included. So you can see you have a lot of things here, from stickers to the cards that all coordinate together. Some 3D stickers, a sheet of flat stickers with adorable images, a sheet of these alphabet stickers, and then 2 of each of these pattern papers. Now I have to admit I chose this basically because of these cotton boll papers. There's some brick paper, some bold plaid, some wood grain sheets, and then the stripes. So the first card is Gather. Now this again is going with the cotton boll paper to begin with, and then this adorable stripe. When you're using card kits like this, it makes it easy because everything coordinates. There is a piece of gray cardstock just out of my stash, and let's get started making this card. I couldn't help myself. I had to jump in and start with the 3D stickers. So let's get to it here. Now my card base for the first card is 5 inches by 6.5 inches, and then my cotton boll mat is 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. The gray strip is 2 by 6 1/4, and the striped is 1 3/4 by 6. I'm going to start by using some liquid adhesive. If you watch any of my other videos, you know that I'm partial to using liquid adhesive because it allows me a little wiggle room to make minor adjustments. If I were to use a tape runner and try to pick up and adjust this mat, it would tear the paper beneath it and possibly ruin my mat. So that's why I like to use liquid adhesive. Now when I'm doing this on a big area like this, I use my brayer to squish that glue and smooth it out underneath my mat there, giving me really good adhesion. Okay, now I'm going to move on to this gray strip. I chose to use this out of my stash because it pulled that gray out of the stems of those cotton bolls. Again, I'm living right in the middle of a blackland prairie here, and it is very conducive to growing a great cotton crop. Hence the reason I was drawn to this card kit in the first place. If you wait for these to go on sale, you can pick them up at half price at Hobby Lobby. Give it a try. If you're just getting into card making, this is a great way to start. It does a lot of the work for you as far as coordinating patterns and stickers and all of that, and you can see how quickly this card's going together. So I'm moving on to these 3D stickers. I'll get those placed down on the front of my card with a little sentiment in the middle, and that will complete my card number 1. So many cute things to choose from in this card kit. And by the way, I only made 3 cards for today's video, but you can make many more than 3 cards from this kit. Alright, there we go. Let's move on to card number 2 is Hey Y'all. This is moving on to card base that's 4 by 5.5 inches, and I'll work with this brick pattern paper and that 3D sticker that says Hey Y'all. And I thought that maybe this black bold plaid would be a good coordinate between that brick paper and that little wreath. I was going to use the stripe, but I decided against it. I will just move on and get my card put together here. Using this grid mat as one of your best tools you can have on your desktop. And then I'll be coming across with one of these flat stickers for my sentiment. Again, I use my grid mat to help me align things and center things like this wreath. And then to make a nice bridge between that brick paper and that bold plaid, I will be using this flat sticker sentiment. And I think that makes a nice transition between the 2 papers. All I need to do is simply flip it over and snip off the excess, and that will complete my card number 2. See how quickly this goes when everything's coordinated? It's a nice change of pace. Now card number 3 is Farm Fresh. Now this is the only card where I'm going to be using some dies, and I will use dies to simply cut a window in the front of my card. By doing so, it adds some elements to the front of your card as well as to the inside of your card, and very simply done here. Okay, this is a 2 1/4 inch square die, and you can see I'm trying to see how this is going to work out on my card front, and then I use a 2 1/2 inch square die to cut a frame later. I'll show you how that's done. So let's get our mats put down on the front of our paper. Now you want to be generous with your liquid adhesive here, especially when working with a window in the front of your card. So again, I'll bring over my brayer and make sure I distribute that liquid adhesive completely behind the striped mat. Because when you cut a die cut through a double layer like this with your mat and your card front, you want to make sure that it's completely adhered so you don't have any gaps when you remove that negative part of your window. I hope that makes sense, but that's why you want to make sure you've got that glued down really well. Okay, going back with just a strip of this cotton boll paper, and I just laid my square die up there to see about where to place that little contrasting strip. Now I'll bring over my Sizzix Big Shot die cutting machine and this flat sheet of stickers, and I'll use that 2 1/4 inch square die and cut out the sticker. The reason I do that is because when I use this with my cutout window, it will fit perfectly because I'm using the same die to cut out the sticker that I am going to use for making the window on the front of my card. Okay, there's our little "Hey Y'all" sticker. Now moving on to see where to put this window, just kind of laying that there. I'll bring over that 2 1/4 inch square die, get it taped down, and run that through my die cutting machine. Now you want to make sure you open your card up completely so that you only cut the window through the front panel of your card. If you don't open it up, you could possibly cut through the front and the back panel, and then you'll have a window all the way through your card. That is not what you want. You just want the window on the front. Hey, here we go. See that little window? Now this is where my sticker will go, and it fits perfectly. But before I put that on, I'm going to use a little more of that brick paper that I used on the front of the card, and I'm going to put that on the inside directly behind this window. So that will serve as a cohesive look from the front to the inside of the card, as well as a backing on the inside for that cute sticker. Just clip off the excess here, and then we'll be ready to move on with putting the sticker through that window. Now my little trick here is to close the card back up and then add your sticker from the front of the card, and that will make perfect placement on the inside. Here I peeled off the backing, and what I should have done before I attempted to put this in the window is to add a little liquid adhesive. You can see this is sticking down fairly well, so I carefully remove it, add the liquid adhesive, which allows me to make some minor adjustments inside that window before I get permanent adhesion. So here we go. You can see I can now move this around a little bit before I really stick it down. All right, so there is our window feature. Again, bringing over those two dies. When you nest one inside the other, you create a frame. So I just did that off camera, die cut that, and I've got this nice little frame I can put around my wreath. I get that adhered down, and then I'm moving on to the last element, which is this adorable cow. I love that it is kind of a tone-on-tone cow, just the grays, the whites, and the blacks, because I think it adds to the card without detracting from the color scheme, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to just simply cut that away from my sticker sheet and then take my cutter bee scissors, which are great for any fussy cutting. And I'm going to cut around one side here of the little cow's ears and its head, leaving one side a straight edge because I plan on putting that to the right of my card and just letting his head overlap that window. Now you can see that I did not remove the backing paper from this flat sticker because I don't want there to be any stickiness on that part that overlaps the window. Otherwise it would stick to the inside of my card every time I open and close this card. So again, I left the backing paper on, and my little trick to getting this glued on is that I will simply tape him in place and then take a pencil, make a little mark around the parts that are overlapping the window, which helps ensure that when I apply my liquid adhesive, I don't go within that drawn space because I don't want any liquid adhesive on his ear or upper part of his head. So again, staying away from my pencil lines, I added some liquid adhesive and I can get him put down very quickly. And then when I open and close my card, no problem. So that completes the cards for this week. It was a lot of fun working with this cute little card kit. I hope you get inspired to give it a try. See what card kits you can find and see how many cards you can come up with. This was a lot of fun, and I used some of those extra papers to line my envelopes, and if you're interested in easy peasy envelope liners, go take a look at my YouTube channel and check out those videos of how to line your envelopes without any special dies or measurements. Thank you so much for dropping by. Please feel free to leave me any comments, and I hope to have you as a subscriber so that we can get back together on a weekly basis here. You'll get notifications of my next videos, and I hope to see you real soon. Happy crafting, everyone!